Hello, welcome to week 8 of English 113 online, Shaw University Fall Semester 2018. Yay! So what did we do last week? We finished up paper 1. Now we're going to start moving on into other fun stuff. And one thing we're going to cover is logical fallacies. A lot of students kind of get really hung up on this, like, I don't understand it. You could spend a whole semester, or heck, you could spend a whole year just studying logical fallacies. We're going to just touch on the basic concepts of that. And to help explain logical fallacies even better, there is a video that you will watch down here. Okay, just as a little sneak peek, logical fallacies basically is just faulty logic, something that seems like it makes sense or may seem like it's logical, but it's really not, and often it's used to manipulate people in a way that comes across as logical or whatever, but really it's not, and it's just manipulative. So anyway, that's logical fallacy. Okay, so that's a big thing we're doing this week. We're going to apply what's learned in this lecture in an essay, and then we're going to introduce the presentation assignment. Okay, so what are you doing? You're going to watch the video on logical fallacies. There's a section in Odigia on logical fallacies, and then let's talk about essay number 5. Okay, since we're all talking about logical fallacies, we'll get to the poetry short story presentation in a second. Okay, so essay 5. Pick one slogan, one slogan from the list below, and using your knowledge gained in a lecture about logical fallacies, evaluate the slogan and one way a logical fallacy could be applied to it. Okay, so there's a bunch of different slogans here. You're going to pick one. These are all slogans by various groups of people. And they're designed to have an impact, to try to persuade people. Using the knowledge that you got from this lecture on logical fallacies, try to figure out, okay, what are they saying? What seems logical but maybe is a little manipulative? I think that's what I'm trying to say. So your slogans that you can choose from are Make America Great Again, Stronger Together, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, A Woman's Body, A Woman's Choice, A Child, Not a Choice, Being Gay is Not a Choice, God Doesn't Make Mistakes. Okay, you can choose any one of these. And again, I don't want you to say, well, I like this particular slogan and here's why I like it. That's not the point. I want you to pick one that you think is manipulative and why it's manipulative. Again, using the logical fallacies, what makes it not quite as logical as it maybe seems to be. Okay. And just a side note, some people get very emotional about any number one of these, okay, for whatever reason. You can choose any one you want, and please don't feel like you're going to offend me by picking whatever you want. But again, you are not picking one of these and saying why you believe it. That's not the point. You're picking one of these and you're analyzing it, saying this slogan may be manipulative. Okay, you still may agree with it, but the slogan itself may be manipulative using a logical fallacy. Okay, and please don't think that I am trying to force any personal agenda or bias on any of you, just because I try to make a bunch of different choices here, and most of these are, have one side and the other. Okay, there's that. So that's the essay you're going to do. Again, if you click here on essay 5, and you scroll down here, you can see this is the rubric on how you're going to get graded on that particular essay. Okay? Alrighty. Fantastic. Let's go back to this week. What else are we doing this week? The poetry short story presentation. So earlier in the semester, we learned about poetry and short stories, and we read some things on that. Now it's your turn. Your turn. You get to write a poem or a short story. So if you click this, it'll download. This is the instructions. For this assignment, you will write a poem or a short story. Based on what we have learned thus far in class, apply the concept of audience to your work. Okay, now you're not writing a poem about what you've learned in class or a short story about what you've learned in class. What you are applying is the concepts of audience. Okay, for this assignment, your audience is your professor and your fellow classmates. Okay, so you're not going to write a poem that you would write for necessarily your closest circle of friends, or for your pastor at your church, or for your grandma. Your audience is me as your professor and your fellow classmates. That's who you're writing a poem or short story for. Something that the professor and the fellow classmates can relate with. Okay? You are free to experiment with different styles and formats. However, your final work should be polished and complete. For poems, so if you decide to do a poem, then the minimum is at least 8 lines. If you're going to do a short story, the minimum is 500 words. So again, poem or short story. If you do a poem, 8 lines. Again, you can use any style you want for a poem. For short stories, the minimum is 500 words. Okay? Grading will be based on grammar, including spelling, and reaching the minimum word line count. Okay? So this is your chance to kind of just be creative. A lot of students really enjoy this assignment. We have a lot of people who are very talented in both poems or short stories, and some people think, well, I'm not very good at poetry, but I love to create raps or whatever. Yeah, that's a poem. Yeah, there you go. So there's something to consider. Okay, so that's that assignment. And that's not due for a while, okay? So that's not due until October the 5th. Yeah. Begin working on it. Due the 5th. Is that right? That's not right. I gotta fix that, because that poem, let's see, when does that due? Yeah, that's not due. That's not due until the 19th. I'm gonna fix that on the thing here. So you have until the 19th to finish the poetry short story presentation. So my apologies. I just realized that as I was creating this video that has the wrong date. I will fix that. Okay? Okay. Yay. So when you see this, it'll already be the 19th. Okay. What else are we doing? A couple other things. There is a midterm survey. Extra credit. Oh my gosh, who could not use extra credit? This is your chance to give feedback to the class. We're going to be about halfway through the semester at this point in time. You can earn up to 10 points of extra credit towards paper 1, either to the first draft or the final draft, by answering the questions with constructive feedback and proper grammar and using complete sentences. So there's basically 3 questions I want you to answer. What is working in this class? Which aspects of this class do you find most effective? So again, constructive feedback, proper grammar. If you say fine, yeah, that's not a complete sentence. Okay. Question 2, or you suck. That's not really a proper grammar or really constructive feedback. Okay, question 2. What is not working in this class? What aspects of the class are the least effective? Okay, I want to become a better teacher. So let me know what's working, what's not working. And then question 3, what do you feel you need more help to understand? If there's some concept or something that you haven't quite grasped yet, let me know. I will try to help you understand it. Also, I will use this information to help future classes to make sure that any information you feel like you need more help with, I can beef that up for future classes. So yeah, there's that. So this is absolutely extra credit, but it's very much well worth doing. Now, if you're like, but I earned perfect scores on everything in paper 1, well, then I'll give you extra credit somewhere else where you need it, okay? It's worth doing. And last but not least, there is a quiz on logical fallacies. You can take it up to 2 times. The highest score will count. So that's week 8. So again, if I were you, once you're done watching this video, watch the video on logical fallacies. Okay, start thinking about the poem or short story you want to do. Then with the concept of logical fallacies, pick one of these right here, and analyze it using the idea of, which one do you think is manipulative using a logical fallacy, and kind of explain why you think that's the thing. Do the midterm extra credit and do the logical fallacy quiz. So that's it for week 8. And all right, now go get her done.